A 60-day dry-aged steak selling for $89 per pound. French brie cheese that takes 6 weeks to perfect. Creamy Greek yogurt in a handcrafted ceramic bowl. Organic whole milk in a glass bottle with a vintage label. 4 different products, 4 different price points, 4 different stories told to consumers. But one single origin, one invisible system, and a process you've never seen from beginning to end. Beef and dairy are more than just food. They're symbols, cultural artifacts, economic powerhouses. In America, Sunday barbecue brings families together around the grill. In France, artisanal cheeses carry centuries of technique passed down through generations. In Greece, yogurt is cultural heritage, claimed as a national treasure. In the United States, meat and dairy didn't just feed people. They fueled the building of an empire, the expansion westward, the rise of industrial agriculture. Today, this industry moves not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars annually. It feeds not thousands, not millions, but billions of people every single day. But here's what most people never stop to ask. How did something so everyday, so ordinary, so present in every refrigerator and on every menu become such a massive, invisible, perfectly orchestrated machine? The numbers alone tell a staggering story. Over 1 billion cattle exist on the planet right now, not scattered randomly, but strategically distributed across industrial farms, feedlots, and dairy operations. Each year, around 300 million are slaughtered. That's roughly the entire population of the United States, processed annually. The United States and European Union export meat to over 150 countries. The dairy industry produces 900 million tons annually, enough to fill over 360 million Olympic swimming pools. It's not just food anymore. It's infrastructure, it's logistics, it's supply chain management, it's living mathematics applied to biology. And it all starts in ways most people never imagine. Reproduction isn't left to chance, not anymore. It hasn't been for decades. It's applied science, refined to near perfection. Artificial insemination is standard practice now. Genetically selected frozen semen stored in liquid nitrogen at -196 degrees Celsius. Bull catalogs that read like luxury car brochures, ranking males by weight gain efficiency, disease resistance, and milk production genetics. Some bulls have sired over 100 Ausaran offspring without ever mounting a single cow. Hormonal synchronization controls when entire herds go into heat simultaneously, allowing farmers to schedule births like assembly line production. Prostaglandins, progesterone, GnRH. These aren't veterinary emergencies, they're routine management tools. Nothing is left natural. Nothing is left to the randomness of biology. The goal is predictability. The goal is control. The goal is maximum output per input invested. 9 months later, the calf is born. And what happens in the next few hours is perhaps the most controversial point in the entire dairy industry. The calf is tagged within minutes, registered in digital systems before it's even dry, and then separated from its mother. Not in days, not even in 24 hours, in hours, sometimes mere minutes after being able to stand on wobbly legs. This isn't an accident. This isn't cruelty for cruelty's sake. This is standard operating procedure, written into training manuals and USDA guidelines. But watch what happens when the separation begins. The cow tries to prevent it. She doesn't just stand there. She blocks the path with her 400-pound body, pushes the worker with her head, follows the calf as it's dragged away on a rope, sometimes across concrete floors, the newborn's legs sliding and scrambling for purchase. The calf resists with everything its newborn body can muster. The cow bellows. Not a quiet moo, but a loud, sustained, high-pitched alarm call that echoes through the barn. It's a sound that veteran farmers describe as haunting. The calf responds with desperate, repetitive cries. They're separated by fences, by doors, by distance, by the architecture of industrial farming. but the bellowing continues. For hours, for days. The cow searches for the calf, walks in circles around the pen, returns repeatedly to where the calf was born, sniffs the blood-stained straw. The calf, now in an individual metal stall, no bigger than a large dog crate, cries alone until its voice fails, until it's too exhausted to continue, until it learns that no one is coming. This distress doesn't pass quickly. It's not anthropomorphism to say the animals suffer, it's biology. Scientific studies from the University of British Columbia, published in peer-reviewed journals, show that cows and calves recognize each other's individual vocalizations for up to 5 days after separation. They know each other's voices. They're calling for each other specifically. Researchers measured elevated levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that floods your body during a panic attack, in both cow and calf for up to a week post-separation. The physiological stress is measurable, quantifiable, undeniable. The cow reduces food intake by 30%. Her milk production drops. Her immune system weakens. The calf exhibits what animal behaviorists call stereotypical stress behaviors. Repetitively licks the metal bars of its pen, bellows intermittently even when no other animal responds, has difficulty accepting artificial milk from a bucket. Some calves refuse all food for 48 hours. They're looking for their mother. They're waiting for her. But she's not coming, because from this point forward, it's not about nature, it's about efficiency. Here's what happens next, and this is where the system reveals its true precision. The calf gets colostrum, the first milk, thick and yellow, rich in antibodies that will protect against disease, but only for 24 to 48 hours. That colostrum is collected from the mother in buckets, measured, sometimes pasteurized, and fed to the calf through a bottle or bucket. After that window closes, never again mother's milk. Never again will that calf drink from its mother. Instead, artificial substitutes. Milk replacer powder, reconstituted dried milk mixed with water, protein supplements derived from whey and soy, vitamin additives. Enjoying this? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what we uncover next. And drop a comment. What factory should we investigate? The mother's milk, all of it, every gallon produced for the next 5 to 7 years, goes to industry. The calf learns to lap cold liquid from a metal bucket, a completely unnatural feeding method that some calves take days to figure out. In the dairy system, this is called standard weaning protocol. It's efficient, it's fast, it's practiced in 98% of dairy farms worldwide. The justification is clear. Prevents disease transmission from mother to offspring, allows total control of calf nutrition, and maximizes commercial milk production by ensuring not a single drop is wasted on the animal it was biologically intended for. The cost, a bond forcibly broken. Male calves, useless for milk production, go to fattening and slaughter. Their lives predetermined to last 18 months. Females become future dairy cows and will repeat this exact cycle when they give birth, experiencing the same separation with their own calves. This is when the machine defines each animal's destiny, and the cycle begins again, generation after generation, without interruption. The first months for beef cattle might be on pasture, open fields, grass, something resembling the pastoral fantasy most consumers imagine. But the final phase is pure mathematics, pure efficiency, pure industrial agriculture. Confinement, not hundreds of animals, thousands. Some feedlots hold over 100,000 head of cattle at once, packed side by side in dirt pens, standing in mixtures of mud and manure, eating from concrete troughs that stretch for hundreds of feet. Nutritionist balanced feed designed by computer algorithms. Protein and energy-rich rations. Corn, soy, supplements, sometimes rendered animal byproducts. Accelerated weight gain, engineered down to the gram per day. In 18 months, a 90-pound calf becomes a 300-pound steer. Everything timed, everything standardized. everything tracked by RFID tags and digital management systems. The animal stops being an individual. It becomes production unit number 847. It becomes inventory. It becomes a data point in a profit calculation. While part of the herd goes to slaughter, dairy cows follow another path entirely, a path that most people never connect to the milk in their coffee. They're milked 2 to 3 times per day, every single day, for years. Robotic systems now handle much of this work. The cow walks into a stall voluntarily, trained by routine. RFID scanners identify her instantly. Robotic arms extend, brush each teat clean with rotating brushes, detect teat position with lasers, attach milking cups with mechanical precision. In 7 minutes, up to 8 gallons are extracted. The cow produces about 600 gallons per year. Think about that number. Of those 600 gallons, equivalent to about 41 0.0 cups of milk, only the first half to 1 gallon, the colostrum from the first 48 hours, was offered to her calf. Everything else, 599 gallons of milk that her body produced to feed her offspring, goes to industry, to your grocery store, to your coffee shop, to cheese factories and yogurt plants and ice cream manufacturers. When her production drops below profitable levels, usually after 4 or 5 lactation cycles, the cow is discarded, spent, used up. Her final destination, the same slaughter line as beef cattle, where her meat will be processed into lower grade products, hamburger, processed foods, pet food. The milk goes directly to industrial processing. Immediate cooling to 4 degrees Celsius to prevent bacterial growth. Pasteurization at 72 degrees for 15 seconds, killing pathogens but also beneficial bacteria. Fat separation by high-speed centrifuge. From this point, the milk branches into dozens of products. Part goes to premium whole milk in glass bottles, marketed as farm fresh and natural, despite traveling through industrial processing. Part becomes creamy Greek yogurt, which requires straining out 75% of the liquid whey, meaning 3 gallons of milk produces 1 gallon of Greek yogurt, with the remaining whey sold as protein supplement powder to bodybuilders. European-style butter is churned from cream. Aged cheeses spend weeks or months in temperature-controlled caves. Powdered milk is spray-dried into shelf-stable powder for global export. Even the whey, once considered waste, is processed into protein isolate worth more per pound than the original milk. Each gallon generates multiple products. Each component is monetized. Everything is used. Nothing is wasted. The efficiency is staggering. Time has come. Steers reach ideal weight, usually 200 to 400 pounds, verified by scales and visual inspection. They're loaded onto trucks, sometimes hundreds at a time, packed into livestock trailers. Journeys that can last hours or days depending on distance to the slaughterhouse. No water, no food, just waiting, standing, swaying with vehicle movement on highways. At the destination, the slaughterhouse. USDA inspection at arrival. Pre-slaughter rest for a few hours in holding pens, mandated by humane slaughter regulations, but primarily to reduce stress hormones that can affect meat quality. Then, the line begins. And what happens next is industrial choreography at its most efficient and most disturbing. The slaughter line is applied mathematics, pure mechanical precision, stunning by pneumatic pistol. Compressed air drives a retractable bolt into the brain, causing immediate loss of consciousness. The animal falls. Immediate bleeding to drain the carcass, essential for meat quality and shelf life. Hoisting by rear legs onto overhead rail systems that run through the entire facility. Hide removal by specialized machines that pull the skin away from muscle. Evisceration. Organs removed, sorted, inspected, with edible organs collected for specific markets and others rendered into byproducts. Carcass splitting with massive band saws running down the spine. Each step takes seconds. Each worker positioned at a fixed station repeats the same motion 1,000 times per shift, every day. There's no improvisation. There's no pause. There's no room for individual decision-making. It's a continuous flow of transformation, from living animal to industrial commodity, happening at a pace most people couldn't comprehend without seeing it. The carcass is divided with surgical precision. Premium cuts, picanha, filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip. These cuts, representing maybe 20% of the carcass, command premium prices. Common cuts, round sirloin tip, chuck, brisket, the bulk of the animal, destined for everyday consumption. Everything has a destination. Everything has value calculated to the cent. What's left becomes sausage filler, hamburger meat, pet food, processed food ingredients. Bones are rendered into bone meal for fertilizer and animal feed. Fat goes to the chemical industry for soap, cosmetics, lubricants. Hide goes to tanneries for leather goods, shoes, bags, belts, car interiors. Even blood is collected and processed into blood meal for agriculture. Nothing is discarded. Efficiency is total. One animal generates revenue from dozens of product streams, but here's where it gets interesting. Some cuts don't go directly to consumption. They're aged. Dry-aged for 30, 60, even 90 days in temperature and humidity-controlled rooms. Hung in the open air, developing a dried pellicle on the exterior, while the interior concentrates flavor and becomes tender through natural enzymatic breakdown. The meat loses 30% of its weight to evaporation, weight loss that's built into the premium pricing. A pound of 60-day dry-aged beef might cost $89, while ground beef from the same animal costs $6. The price multiplies by 15. The same animal that becomes a $5 fast food burger also generates $300 steaks for upscale restaurants. It all depends on the cut. It all depends on the time invested. It all depends on the story sold with it, the marketing narrative, the perceived value created around the product. The meat travels the globe. Refrigerated containers maintaining 18 degrees Celsius. Cargo ships crossing oceans. Air freight for premium products. The United States exports to China, Europe, the Middle East. Australia supplies Japan and Korea with premium Wagyu cross beef. New Zealand sends dairy products worldwide, marketed as grass-fed and pure, despite coming from the same industrial systems. It's global commerce on a staggering scale. Massive infrastructure investments, ports, cold storage facilities, inspection systems, digital tracking. Each piece has a QR code. Each batch has origin documentation. Each shipment has health certificates and tariff classifications. The system works because it's invisible to consumers, operating behind closed doors, in industrial zones, in places the public never sees. The final destination is diverse, revealing the extreme range this single system serves. Fast food serves 70 million burgers a day in the US alone. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, operating like precision machines themselves. Supermarkets offer meat trays at affordable prices, $4. 99 per pound ground beef on sale, and basic yogurts for under $1. But that's just one end. High-end steakhouses serve $500 aged ribeyes, plated with microgreens and truffle butter. Artisanal dairy boutiques in wealthy urban neighborhoods sell Greek yogurts at $15 per jar, packaged in reusable glass with handwritten labels. Premium coffee shops offer cappuccinos made with steam-frothed organic milk from small family farms. Milk that still came through the same industrial processing, the same separation protocols, the same system. The same system feeds all extremes, from the cheapest to the most expensive, from everyday to exceptional, from fast food to fine dining. It's the same animals, the same process, just different cuts and different marketing stories. But there's a cost that doesn't appear in the price tag. A cost that's not calculated in quarterly earnings reports or profit margins. The cattle industry is responsible for 14% of global greenhouse gas emissions, more than all transportation combined. Deforestation for pasture, millions of acres per year, particularly in South America, where rainforest is cleared for cattle ranching. Water consumption, 4.00 gallons per pound of beef, when you factor in growing feed crops, processing, and facility operations. Large-scale antibiotic use, creating drug-resistant bacteria that pose public health threats. And then the questions that divide public opinion: the separation of calves from mothers in their first hours of life, the massive confinement systems, the industrial-scale slaughter, the animal suffering built into every stage of production. Animal welfare organizations classify early separation as one of the industry's most controversial practices. Scientific studies document the stress. Undercover investigations reveal the reality, but it continues to be the global standard, unchanged, because it's efficient, because it's profitable, because changing it would require dismantling systems that took decades to build. The world is starting to seek alternatives, but slowly. Lab-grown meat, real animal cells cultivated in bioreactors, producing identical meat without slaughter. Companies have raised billions in funding. Plant-based proteins that mimic texture and flavor with increasing accuracy. Some European countries actively promote reduced meat consumption through public health campaigns. Startups invest in fermentation technology, creating dairy proteins without cows. But here's the reality check. The traditional industry continues growing. Global appetite for meat increases, especially in Asia, where rising middle classes adopt Western diets. China alone is projected to consume 20% more beef in the next decade. India's dairy consumption grows exponentially. The question remains, is it possible to feed 8 billion people, soon to be 10 billion, without this system? Or is this industrial machine, with all its efficiency and all its costs, simply inevitable? You've just seen the complete system, from insemination to plate. From the calf, torn from its mother in its first hours of life, its legs sliding on concrete as it's dragged away, to the 60-day aged steak presented on fine china. From cries of distress lasting days, echoing through barns, gradually weakening into silence, to artisanal yogurt in premium packaging with calligraphy labels. From the calf that received only colostrum before being fed artificial substitutes for the rest of its abbreviated life, to 6 per quart organic whole milk, marketed as wholesome and natural. From the milk that never reached the calf, it was meant for, to the $8 cappuccino with perfect foam art. Now, the question isn't whether you knew about this system. Most people have some vague sense that meat comes from slaughter and milk comes from pregnant cows. The question is, knowing all this, seeing exactly how it happens, understanding the scale, witnessing the separation, following the process from birth to consumption, what will you do? Keep consuming the same way without thinking about it? Reduce your consumption consciously. Seek alternatives like plant-based products. Demand changes to the system through purchasing power. Support farms with different practices. Or simply accept that this is the price of feeding billions efficiently? The answer isn't here. The answer isn't provided by this documentary. It's in every choice you make when you open the refrigerator, every time you order at a restaurant, every time you shop for groceries. And in every time you choose not to look back, not to think about where it came from, not to connect the steak on your plate with the system that produced it. This is the system that feeds the world. Efficient beyond what previous generations could have imagined. Invisible by design, controversial in ways that spark heated debate, and probably, for now at least, inevitable given current global food demands. The debate is open, the information is available. You now have the complete picture from beginning to end, with nothing hidden. What you do with that information is entirely up to you.